Alright everybody, thank you for joining me again. This follow-up episode on the one we did the other day, where I ran into a lot of problems. I'm going to say problems. I ran into a lot of stuff I had to take care of, and we wound up pulling it off. Everything worked out great, and a couple of interesting surprises popped up that I do want to share with you guys. One being with the cab. And I'm going to share that one on the next episode, which I'm going to film tonight. It's something that really came out great, surprised the living daylights out of me, and I'm going to share that with you because it did change the overall look of my cab, and I'll compare it with the older AMT Freightliner cab I have right here, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. But we'll save that because in order for me to film that, I got to take the cab apart again, and that's not why we're here. I'll show you the issues. We know the issues. We talked about the rear tires sticking out way too wide, and we got that corrected. I had some issues with the fuel tank I didn't talk about. I got that corrected. The fuel tank's drying right now as we speak, as I have gotten her. Let's do this. So the cab is now permanently mounted in its correct position where it's going to be for the rest of its life. So's the dump bed. The spacing here on top and here on the bottom. Let me get my dirty fingers out of the way. The spacing between the back of the cab and the front of the dump bed came out exactly like I wanted to, and matched our video perfectly. I got rid of that big window opening here, that blind spot window we talked about, and I filled it in, and then I put one of these little pop-up vent doors. I repaired the steering front axle, which is not a repair, it just came apart at one glue joint, which is no big deal. I went ahead and added all the detail that is on our real prototype running down there in Texas. I added it onto our model here, including this chrome hub cover. Now the one on the video has one on the other side also, but the one in the video is dented like in the middle. I'm assuming it's a dent. I don't know if it comes that way from the factory, but the particular AMT version of it had that little dent also. So that worked out great. I went ahead and finally painted the inside of our metal panel so you don't see that lacquer thinner advertisement anymore. And I'm still using pieces from that lacquer thinner can, and I used it last night. Right here. So I went ahead and installed this rear plate that you see on most dump trucks nowadays. I went ahead and installed these towing shackles. I got a big giant towing hook that I'm going to put right here. I'm not sure. I'm going to look at the video very closely to see if we have turn signals here on this plate, which I've seen, or if they have them up here. But I got to look at that video real close. We're only going to have one mud flap. I believe it's on this side. The other side is not going to have a mud flap, but it's going to have a dangling chain. I went ahead and placed the second chain where it appears on the video. The spacing of our tires was an issue. It was the main issue why my tires stuck out so much. We took care of that by narrowing that space in between, and everything worked out great. And when I looked at the video, the wall of the dump bed matched the wheels flush perfectly. The wall of the dump bed pretty much matched the cab flush going forward in this way, this direction, pretty much right on. So, and everything was contained within this rectangular space. If you're looking downwards, there was nothing sticking out in anywhere. So I was right in the assumption that my wheels stuck out way too much. The bed may not be accurate for what we're trying to model off the prototype, just slightly. But in terms of the width, the bed was not the issue, because in the video, the bed matched flush with the walls of the cab on each side, as our model does here. So we took care of that. I want to send a big, huge, giant thank you to B&R's Northern Horse Journey for throwing some light on that for me, along with Tom Klein, who also sent me some data or talked about some data regarding that. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. And since I'm thanking people right now, let me just go ahead and I want to thank a new subscriber. I want to thank Fred Forbes and Freeman JPLK. Thanks, guys, for subscribing to my channel. Enjoy it. Pipe in whenever you want. Feel free to criticize or feel free to enjoy or laugh. Back and forth. It's no big problem. Everyone's welcome. Every comment is welcome, no matter how bad or good it is. Obviously, I want to thank. Well, I'll get to something right now. Let me just go ahead and let me thank a couple more people who I always make it a point that I'm going to thank them and I forget. But let me thank a few of my Spanish speakers here. I want to thank Fabinho Miniaturas 2.0, Fabinho Miniaturas 2.0, Marcus Fernandez Nanita, who commented here the other day. Thank you very much, Marcus. Kim Stanley, always. I want to thank you, Kim Stanley, for your cool comments the other day. And yeah, buddy, 10-4, OG California, baby. I want to send a big thank you, and I did not get a chance to respond to Jesus Pagan. Jesus Pagan, I did not forget you, sir. Jesus Pagan. I am personally not building any gooseneck type construction trailers, or at least don't have any plans in the immediate future. But the 3 channels I recommend for you to check out, because these guys do build trailers. And one guy in particular, John De Rosia. John De Rosia built a Los Angeles County Fire Department, the tractor trailer bulldozer combo. And he did a whole section just on his trailer alone. It's a gooseneck trailer. I think this is the one you want to copy. The thing is out of this world. It's fantastic. John De Rosia, who is from another world in terms of skill and just fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Let me do this real quick. Another good channel to check out, Jesus Pagan. Another good channel to check out is Joseph Cox, C-O-X, Joseph Cox. He built some beautiful models, and I believe he has built a couple trailers before in the past, just so you could get some ideas. And last but not least, this gentleman here, I love watching his channels here of recent, is Max Model Corner. Max Model Corner is building a lot of neat stuff. And check him out. I'm not sure if he did a trailer or not. Your best bet is to type in AMT Caterpillar Bulldozer trailer, hit enter, and just see what pops up, because a lot of these guys who built those cats are also building gooseneck trailers to haul that Caterpillar with. So Jesus Pagan, I hope that helps you out. Thank you, sir, for applying. Gracias, amigo. Let me see. I want to thank, especially want to thank is B&R's Northern Horse Journey. And when I was pretty much wrapping the repair and the modifications to this girl up, I was just about pulling away from the workbench when I saw B&R's thing pop up on my YouTube, saying the video was ready to be watched. And there I go, right? There I go. It was a video that he did about converting the radiator grills on a couple of, I think they were Kenworths, and he put wire mesh grill. Now, I had seen that video before real quick. This time when I saw it again and I was stuck at the workbench, he mentioned where that grill came from. And I said, son of a gun, you know what? I have some of that back when I used to do model railroading. So I went through all my boxes that afternoon. I finally found it. He He mentioned it was Apex slotted pattern. This one's in brass. I think I've seen them in stainless steel. I don't know if Plano Models is still around, but once upon a time, I bought this literally back in the 90s. Well, this is the wrong one. Well, I don't know where that other one is. But anyways, it's the slotted, Apex slotted grill. And I saw how it improved the look of those two models, which were beautiful to begin with. Nothing wrong with those models at all. But they went to another level when he was done. It was so simple. And I said, I had some of this stuff and I found it. I played around with it. I took some measurements. I came in here. I said, I'm just going to cut it on my shear, get some accurate cuts. I'm just going to place it over there. And if it's doable, we'll see if I'll do it or not. As soon as I place it on this, it was doable. I cut out the original. I went ahead and cut out the original grill that was there. That guy there. Cut that guy out. We had some sanding, cleaned up the joint. I wasn't sure about this center part of the grill, so I attached this one just to check it out, and I like the way it came out. It's a little bit crooked, but it's only tacked with glue down here. I knew I was going to have to pop it off. I'm going to have to put a thinner one, or maybe we'll figure it out, but it's got to be a little bit thinner. It'll be good to go. Shoot all this in some sort of aluminum stainless color. I absolutely love that. So just by B&R, check this out. To your new subscribers, to our new subscribers, I did that last video, that crash and burn, because I wanted to show how I messed something up. But right away, the same brain that was planning to build how I was going to build it, your same brain is going to help you hopefully resolve those major issues. And I think I mentioned building blocks. Each problem is a block, and I'm going to attack it one by one. And all of them together created that huge mess. And the only way I was going to fix it was by attacking each one individually, one at a time, which is what I did. But at the same time, I mean, I saw the video. Let's go back. I saw the video B&R did. And this week, from just watching his videos, I've gotten 2 ideas that are incorporated into my Freightliner dump truck that I would have never known to have done, and the model would have been built without them had there not been that back and forth participation by everybody. And we've talked about this in the past, and you've seen me do it in the past, especially on the Ford C900 and the Dodge L700. Is literally you guys pipe in with suggestions and ideas, and sometimes there's some good ones there, and that's the way we go with the build. We'll change something from what I had originally planned in my own head to what awesome suggestion you guys gave. And so B&R covered the little valve stems for the air that go inside the rim, the actual holes of the rim. I went ahead and did those. You can barely see it. Some of them had to pop out and I have to pop them back in. And of course, the see-through grill, which posed many challenges for me, but I decided to look the next level it takes it to. It doesn't look like an AMT anymore. It was worth those challenges, and I conquered them. I'll share those with you on the next episode. I'm going to take up too much time. The wheels was a combination of many things to get them snug under the dump bed. Mainly what it was, I had to decrease the gap between the 2 wheels, and that was whether it was present on every single axle, every single wheel, regardless whether I use the AMT original parts or AMT matched with Scenes Unlimited. The gap was still there and it was huge. So I cut that gap down and played with it, and the results were fantastic as far as I'm concerned. We fixed the steering axle issue. The bed works perfect. I mean, we are good to go. I'm really, really proud the way this girl has come out. Just, I want to thank everyone for participating, piping in. Believe it or not, that's huge. And, the model you see right there in front of your screen right now, sometimes perhaps it would have never got to this level had I not had the participation from you guys here on YouTube. And even the guys who have never participated and are just subscribing today as we speak. You may wind up subscribing or adding something very important down the road to something. And I've always said there's no such thing as a bad idea. Another thing I wanted to add is on that particular day, you know, me and my coworker, my good buddy Eddie, had to go meet with a boss, and we went prepared for war. And we got stuff straightened out, and stuff that was going a certain direction. We made sure to put a stop to that, and we love doing that, and we're really good at it. And if we can do that, and it's harder than what I'm talking about. We're talking about your livelihood, right? But I knew if I could do that, when I was sitting in that meeting room, and words flying all over the place. I'm just sitting there listening, participating, jumping in where I have to, being quiet in other parts. All of a sudden, a lot of heated, passionate vocabulary going back and forth, or dialogue. All of a sudden, my cell phone says I got a message. So I kind of put it, you get the cell phone out, and you kind of set it off to the side next to your hand. You try to be cool, like, you're not looking at your cell phone, but you're hitting the button. And that's what I was doing. I see a message, and I look at it, and it's Tom Klein. And he tells me something. I forgot the comment, but he said something about, had I not watched the video or something, I wouldn't have had to, have to dealt with this shit sandwich. And I start laughing. I'm trying to hide my laughter. I'm in this meeting. Everybody stops talking, and I was staring at me. And I just kind of waved them off. Said, oh, nothing. And they kept going. But even at my meeting, he cracked me up. He made it seem like, your livelihood is more important than plastic models. And if you have a good argument, present it. No need to get disrespectful or yell at bosses for no reason. And definitely don't come out looking like the fool. So we took care of that. It was a grand slam on every end. And when I got home, I started working on this, and look what we came up with. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, BNR, for sharing those ideas with us. Hope you don't mind. I borrowed 2 of them from you. Check out BNR's channel when you guys get a chance. Just fantastic builds he's doing over there. I mentioned the other guys here. This is fun from here on out. We're gonna do some painting and add some other little details and stuff, and we'll do that video tonight. I do want to share with you guys, very important, come on back and check out the surprises I'm going to have with what I came up with this cab. And you can't see it now, but when I point them out, you'll be like, oh, okay. So I think that's it for today. Let me see if I can get the music started again so we can sound cool. No, music is gone. Our livelihoods. But if there's any questions, anything you guys want me to go back and maybe cover more in detail, let me know. Maybe it's something where we can go ahead and dedicate a whole video. What do you think, guys? Can we pull it off? I think we can. Let me tell you, it may not come out obvious on the video you're watching right now, but I am just having a blast dicking around with this guy here, this girl. And just something as simple as maybe putting a horn on top of the hood or whatever, it just brings me a lot of joy. And there's no rush. I got my cup of coffee here. It's a beautiful morning. It just, I hope you guys are feeling what I'm feeling, and the passion for what our hobby is, what we see in our heads, in our minds, and what you guys see in your minds and share with all of us, not just me. All right, you guys take care. Have an awesome Sunday.